a breach in consecration. God no longer drinks from golden cups, he drinks from men. And according to this verse of scripture, men have used the cups of God for their own pleasure. So if you are here under the sound of my voice and you found out that there's an aspect of your existence that pleases you, that pleases men, or pitches you against God, when I raise that prayer point again for another 10 minutes, you will plead with God. The second indictment in consecration, where praise was directed to. So there was an issue with praise, there was an issue with the usage of what belonged to God. So on my way out, that same man of God met me in the airport. We flew the same plane, and then invited me from the popular area to sit with him in the business lounge so that we could talk a little more. And he began to talk to me about the use of the altar, and said to me that a time came when one of his friends, who was not an accurate minister, invited him and said, please, you have become popular, you don't like us again, you are no longer inviting us. When will you invite us to preach for you? And so on the grounds of friendship but not accuracy, he invited his friend to preach for him. And it was a very good sermon. At the end of the sermon, he collected the microphone, rounded up, then handed the microphone to his wife to read the announcements. And then he felt the presence of God so strong around him. He sit, and the report from heaven was, you have a visitor in your office, go to your office. So he walked into his office, and when he entered, he saw the shape of the back of a man. When the man turned to him, it was the face of one of those cardinal apostles by the name Peter. When he saw him, he knew it was Peter. And Peter said to him, the Father sent me to come to you to give you our perspective of what you just did with the altar. Maybe we should first tell you that it was not only Jesus that died to get the gospel to you. All of us died. All of us shed our blood. And in the cloud of witnesses, you have offended us by bringing that man. He could not preach for almost a whole month because he was grieving. When we embody truth and then we live contrary to the truth that we have embodied, we offend not only God, but we offend everyone along the line whose blood was shed to bring the gospel to us.